Hey guys, and welcome to 10 easy stunt spots for beginners to practice your stunting skills. In this video I'm showing you 10 spots to practice your gliding skills, your wall climbing skills, your wall riding skills and your grinding skills. And also for these spots you should only try to use the Ruffian, the Bati 801 or the Hakushu as the 3 classic stunting bikes. So yeah, have a lot of fun with the video and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more funny and helpful stunting content. For this spot you can use the Bati 801, the Ruffian or the Hakushu. So the only thing you have to do for this spot is start your wheelie about 5 meters before the bump. And as it is very easy here to get the bump, this is a perfect spot to practice your gliding skills and of course also the landing if you want to. For this spot you can again use the Hakushu, the Ruffian or the Bati 801. And this is a perfect spot to practice your wall climb skills just because the bump is very easy again and you can get a wall climb every single time actually. So for wall climbing it's very important that your front tire touches the wall and you have to hold your brakes while doing that. And the rule for wall climbs actually is the more FPS you have, the more powerful your wall climb is. That means of course that console players have a disadvantage here because console is limited on 30 FPS. So on PC you can get limitless FPS and that's why PC wall climbs are very powerful most of the time. And that's why wall climbing is so important for stunting nowadays, because especially on PC you can hit many crazy stunts with that. So yeah, have fun practicing it with that spot. For the next spot you can again use the Hakushu, the Ruffian and the Bati 801, but I would recommend you using the Hakushu because with the Bati and the Ruffian it's not really easy to get the speed on this very short run up. So yeah, this is a very perfect spot to practice your grinding skills because the bump and the jump is not really hard to get and also the rail is pretty long actually. So that's why I think that this spot is really perfect for you to train your grinding skills. In order to get a grind you just have to try to balance your bike out, and this actually only requires training and not much theoretical information. So yeah, have fun with that spot. Surprise, surprise, for the next stunt you can use the Ruffian, the Bati and the Hakushu again. But yeah, typically this spot is done with the Bati just because the Bati can turn much better than the Hakushu and it can get more speed than the Ruffian. So yeah, at this spot you can get a feeling for ramps and you can also practice your landing skills of course because it is not really hard to get the speed and the height for this jump, so you can focus on your landing. And actually this is a very classic GTA 5 bike stunt, especially because it's really easy to land and it's perfect to practice your gliding skills and of course your landing skills as well. So have fun with that spot again. So for the next stunt, you can use the Bati 801, the Ruffian and the Hakusho again, surprise surprise. But I would recommend you using the Bati for this spot just because with the Hakusho, wall climbing is not as easy as it is with the Bati. And again, as the bump of this spot is not really hard to get, this is a perfect spot to train your wall climbing skills, and I told you about the technique before already. The stunt spot number 5 is also a very classic bike stunt, and here it really doesn't matter if you use the Bati 801, the Ruffian or the Hakusho, it's really possible with every bike. And also you can land this stunt in 2 different ways. The first way is of course to land the Maze Bank Arena very simple without landing on any very small thingies. This is the more easy way. And the harder way is the stunt that you see in the background where I'm landing a very nice precision. So if you want to practice your stunting skills, I would of course recommend you landing the precision just like I did to practice your landing skills and of course your gliding skills. At spot number 5, you can of course use the Bati 801, the Ruffian and the Hakusho if you want, but again I would recommend you using the Bati because it's a bit easier with the Bati actually. And again you can land this spot in 2 different ways. The first way is to just simply double bump and land directly on the building. And the second way is to get into a wall ride. And actually there's a difference between wall climbing and wall riding, because as you can see in the background, wall riding is something more different because you're really driving on a wall and not just touching the wall for a millisecond. And also I have to say that the Bati 801 is not a classic wall ride bike, it's more the Sanchez and the Enduro. But for this spot it actually works pretty well with the Bati and it's definitely a very nice spot to try out. So the next spot is actually pretty tricky. Again, you can use the Ruffian, the Hakusho or the Bati 801, but again I would recommend you using the Bati 801 just like I did. So this spot is perfect to get a feeling for speed, because if you would have the maximum speed that you can get from this run-up, you would just overshoot this spot and you would actually jump over the building even without gliding. So you might actually think that this spot is very easy to land, but I can tell you that it's not as easy as you think it is, because you have to estimate your speed very well in order to get this double bump from the casino sign and land perfectly on top of the building. And personally, I love the spots where you can land more stunts than just one. For the next spot, you should use the Hakushu or the Ruffian. Do not use the Bati 801 on this spot. This is one of the very few stunts where you cannot use the Bati, just because the Bati doesn't get as high wheelies as the Ruffian and the Hakushu. And that's why this spot is not possible with the Bati 801. Okay, actually there are some stunters who could make it possible, but I would not recommend you using the Bati here. And also, this is another perfect spot to practice your wall climb skills, because it's very easy actually to get the first bump, and sometimes you get a double bump like I did here, and I didn't even have to wall climb here. But normally you have to wall climb, and that's why it's a perfect spot to practice your wall climb skills again. Have fun with it. So here we are already, the spot number 1. It can be hit with the Ruffian or the Hakushu. Do not use the Bati 801 here again, guys, because it's not easy to get the bump. I don't say it's impossible here, because you can get some lucky bumps with the Bati 801 on this bump, but I would recommend you using the Hakushu or the Ruffian. So this is a perfect spot again to get a feeling for speed and to get a feeling for distance, because here precision plays a big role. For example, just before you hit the bump, you can tell yourself, I wanna land the third highest gap of this parking garage, and then you can try to do it. And so this is perfect to practice your feeling for the speed and for gliding distance and stuff like that. So yeah, have a lot of fun with that spot, because it's really nice actually. So that was it already, guys. 10 easy stunt spots to practice your stunting skills. If you enjoyed this video, it would be awesome if you could like the video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. And never forget this, guys, stunting is more about patience than about skills. This is what many people forget out there. You can be the best stunter ever with 100% professional skills, but if you don't have patience and can't try a spot for 1 hour or something, then you are kind of nothing in the stunting community, because many stunts of course require a lot of luck too. And now I'd say, guys, have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.